Okay, we're live. Hello and welcome to today's live stream. So today I am joined by my husband, MP Grant.
Hello.
And we haven't done a live stream together since...
Centuries ago.
Was it Awake and Lippy, I think, which was quite a while ago now. So I was just sitting here thinking, I've got to do my live stream today. I'd forgotten and I was thinking about a topic, and then we were in a conversation, and then we just thought, let's just jump on live and have a quick chit chat about it. And we were talking about kind of this whole shift, right, from logical to vibrational. Not that we're not vibrational on the planet already, but what's happening, as most of you will know, is that we are going through this massive ascension, shifting on the earth plane, a lot of chaos, and then we're also in the age of Aquarius, so we're coming more out of the information logical side of things into the energetics. So we just thought it would be a good kind of chit chat around this, because you've been going through this whole journey, haven't you, around God, like the last few years. And just for those of you who don't know anything about Michael's background, he was bodyguard, a soldier, worked in the Home Office, so many different roles. Hello, Darren. Hello, Eminem. Darren's here.
I worked with Darren.
Worked with Darren,
in the Home Office. Worked all over the world. Not so many jobs with him, but still enough. Been around, did the same job.
Yeah. So you've been on this whole kind of healing, shifting, growth journey in the last few years, really going through it a lot of the times, right? And you've been sharing as well more about how what we're saying today, like you're reacting differently to things these days. You feel the shift. So I don't know, whatever you want to share.
As Darren is, I think, as well.
Very much on a similar path, right? Yeah. So what did you want to share about that? Because there's so much going on.
Look, you know, I am married to Marie, and we're in close proximity all the time, and you know, we've ironed out things together. We have actually done things together. We've been in that proximity, which I think is worth more than gold. I'd say 98% of people don't have that. They hardly know each other after. By the time their kids leave for university or whatever, they really don't know each other. Marie and I have had the advantage of bypassing all that waste of time and space and effort and whatever, to be entrenched with each other and, you know, either make a break, come out the other side, or not. And we have done that. We've had this one day. This will be worth more than tons of platinum. But anyway, that's for another day. What I would say is that I've been very logical, very systematic, very tactical, strategic, and so on through most of my tenure, my professional tenure. And that was sort of high-end stuff where I couldn't make mistakes. The teams I led, sort of special forces caliber teams, and top end, particularly within close protection, things had to be worked out and very logical. And I've had to undo a lot of that. I've had to, you know, I'm not looking after leaders of countries anymore, or diplomatic clientele and levels and clients and principals and so on. I've had to get real within myself, and that's a whole other challenge. And in the process, a lot of the lessons I learned from way back in the day when I was in the seminary studying for the missionary priesthood and various other things, training as a Sifu master, which took about 22 years to do that as well and achieve that finally. You know, I've realized in the last, through lockdown and a bit before it and certainly after, that a lot of the logic that I relied on and became very good at doesn't have quite the place as I perceived it as once having. And my reality now, alongside Marie and the amazing things that she has become and been aligned with, there's a lot more out there. than meets the eye. There's a lot more than we're going to see on the news or here down the pub on a Friday or Saturday night. Way thousands, even millions of times more. And a lot of it isn't logical. It isn't necessarily strategic. A lot of it is about, as in Tai Chi, for example, letting things go, letting a lot of it go, if not all of it go.
And coming out of black and white, isn't it? Like a lot of black and white, rigid, right, wrong, simplistic ways, I think.
Everything we think we know.
Yeah.
Really and truly, we are, if you just look at the statistics of divorces and mess ups and suicides and real failures or whatever, no one has stopped to think, oh gee, why is all that? It's because we haven't got it right. We really haven't got it right. There are prime ministers, kings, the modern equivalent of emperors. They don't get it right. They've got it very, very, very wrong. Whereas we probably have more to learn from children or chimpanzees than the so-called expertise these days. There are a few things online, a few people online who are trying to get it out there. The starseeds, the young kids who have come into the world, they're all here for maybe better times, wiser times, more illuminated times. But in the meantime, there are some of us older starseeds who are meant to be here for the transition in life, and it is finally this time. And all the logic and all the boxes that we had to tick before and the hoops we had to jump through, we're going to see these as ridiculous. And I now see that, and it was difficult at first for me because I was, a certain way. I was an operative, effectively. I was this and that. It was all very logical and strategic and fit and in tune and spring coiled and exact and zeroed. And
you had to be for the job that it was, right?
Absolutely, I had to be fit, fitter than most athletes. I had to be tougher than most MMA fighters and all the rest. I really and truly had to be all of that stuff. And every thought, every passing someone on the street, everything, I had like 99 moves. I was one of the best shots, and I was a champion shot in the British Army and various other things. I had to be all of these things, an absolute Superman. And yet I look back at it now, and it was ridiculous.
I don't think it was ridiculous. I think it was amazing.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about before was like, yeah, it's great. Like, this is for anyone, right? How you do one thing might work. Like, I was the same, like being the lawyer, and I was very black and white, specific. It was fun when we first met, right? We were very kind of tied up in our older identity. So sometimes we really did clash, didn't we? And we locked heads, and it was difficult. But it's like it's the fact that you're coming out of that, and those parts are great. But then it's not a way to live like day to day. So being precise and logical and specific and rule bound is not a way to live.
It did help when we had what I believe were Russian journalists recently been
Well, we were walking back from a local supermarket in an undisclosed area. With some
it has its uses.
Weird people following, I don't know, someone that caught our attention.
Photographers,
thought that we
freelance.
were someone, I thought I was somebody that I obviously wasn't. And then Michael, with his background, clocked it straight away. And then it was like counter surveillance stuff going on, and anyway, all manner of things.
It has its uses sometimes.
That's the whole of the
still,
story.
But anyway,
Darren's saying about making big changes. I made the break and heading forward now. Difficult, changing times. And then relearning what you learned. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, one of the hardest things, Darren. Yeah. I remember with you, you were like me in a lot of ways. We were quite ingrained in our own ways, and it's hard to undo and unlearn or transcend the learning. Probably a better way of describing it than of the stuff that we had to do, and. Especially since technically we were officers of the Crown and we represented that very thing, and where it had diplomatic consequences and so on and so on. But anyway,
I thought I know what was real.
yeah.
I knew nothing. Now I am learning the new way. And this is what this is about. It's like,
Well said.
yeah, and this is what it's about. And I just want to say, while we're on here, got Darren here commenting. I'm here with Michael as well. And just so that, I love that there's two men here, personally, having this conversation. The reason
You
I
love
say that,
Darren anyway.
we do love Darren, but I love the fact that, because a lot of people that like, I know I have men and women tuned into my messages, but a lot of women as well, probably more at the moment. And sometimes we get into this thing, and I've seen a lot of it on Facebook, so I just want to make this point, that where are the good men? There are no good men, you know. And then men also say that about women. There are no good women. I just want to let you know that if you feel that and think that, it's because you're probably just tuned into the wrong people. Because there are two good men here, right here in this live stream, even when you're watching the replay. And it's just a reminder, because there is a thing about men at the moment, you know, toxic masculinity and all of this stuff, which is a thing. But I want to just say that not all men are like that. And there are loads of men that are good, and they are strong, and they are protectors, but they're also here to shift and heal and grow. And they're up for this talk about vibration. So I just want to make that point, because there's a lot of shit out there, trying to get men and women against each other. So here we are having this conversation. So I just love that.
Well, there you go. It's all about learning. It's all about transcending. It's all about processing. Say again.
I love you too.
Processing a lot of the misconceptions in life, and frankly, waste of time. I remember the father of a friend of mine, Royal Marine Commandos, pal of mine, and he went over to Vegas to see his father. Hadn't seen him in years. And all he got from that meeting was his father admitted that he doesn't know by the age of 75 who he was. And I suspect that this very same question is asked by far too many people out there. And maybe it's about time we start asking ourselves this question, and you know, before we turn 75, way before if possible. And go with it. And if it takes courage to maybe ask the questions, it may well take courage to accept the answer or start with the answer. Who knows? Yeah. There's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of options. There are a lot of starseeds and people who are enlightened, or they're on their way, and a lot of friends we haven't met yet. Really good friends that we'll probably have for life. And they're all out there. It's about bloody time we start, you know, extending a hand and extending a brain cell or two, to think that, you know what, there are people who may well have something, because I believe that there are many, many who have now, wiser than probably you and I put together, and they are out there.
Brilliant minds, brilliant people, and just people, even if you don't know how you fit into this new way of being, like, you will have a place. That's the thing. We were talking about it today, weren't we? Because we were talking about a foundation we want to create.
Yes,
we are going to do that
with animals.
With like involving just all sorts of things around the
there
world.
Are 20 things that it would blow your mind as to. But that's another thing. Maybe there will be this footage will be shown one day when we have a mega even possibly billion, but certainly £1 million project. Probably be way more than that actually. But just a little hint. Today was the day where we really discussed it. Yeah,
we talk about, and we talk about it for hours. So there's so much. We're two people that want to do it. Some of you want to do it. Some of you will probably participate, join in, connect with us. There are other people out there. So just know that, especially, you know, in the moments where you feel like this world is crap and what's the point? We always have those dark times sometimes. But just remember that.
We'll always have them sometimes.
We'll always have them sometimes. But just remember that.
Marie picks up on me way more.
Just remember that there are going to be those moments, but we are here to, I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it. We are here to create new. We are here to create new things. So that's why this transition is feeling very bumpy for a lot of us. And that's okay, because we're really here to create some new things. And we were talking today about, you know, taking what's already there, merging, you know, science, science and energy, and creating new systems for all different things. Like our minds put together, like we come up with a lot of ideas. We have to take a breather sometimes, don't we?
What was your secret to be coming to doing all of what you've done?
Because of that, right there.
It's because we're half mental as well, but we have a lot of ideas, right? So just a note to you, let yourself think about, because, you know, a lot of people are receiving downloads and things at the moment. Let yourself create, like, let yourself think about how you want the world to be. Because this is vibrational. This is coming out of logic now, not knowing, not needing to know, well, how is this going to look? Just get into the vibration of it and allow yourself to imagine, like, would you want to be surrounded by animals and flowers? Well, that's not far-fetched, actually. That's a real thing.
A lot of people out there just like you, for example, on that.
Yeah.
Or anything else, actually.
Yeah. So Darren's saying, count me in, mysterious. This sounds amazing. Yeah.
When he's finished traveling with us and looking out for us, you can head up some of this stuff. He's going to be in his 7th heaven.
We're going to do so many things. I really think we're going to do so many things. Yes, you see, Darren, animals for me, please. Yeah. Because you've got that connection, right? More and more, like you obviously always have had it, but you're probably even finding it deepening somehow.
Yeah, but he's going to possibly develop or go with ideas that you know, healing with like autistic children, old people, the infirm, even prisoners and so on. You know, there's a lot that he can get involved in beyond all of that. But
the good thing is, there's so, like, you know, people that feel like they don't even know what they want to do. There is so much here that we're going to need people to help create. So sometimes people don't even know yet what they're really here for.
There are, there are, for example, ex-forces, there are basically trained killers out there, hundreds of thousands of them, who maybe don't realize that their greatest penchant and inkling is to heal and help and guide and teach and whatever, and as well as protect people. You know, they may realize that a lot of the sort of basic skill sets and beyond basic have been setting them up for being some of the best guardians out there that we've ever had. They just don't realize it.
There's so many things people are yet to know about themselves, which I'm so excited about. So Darren saying 100% animals more than humans for me. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, well, you know, Darren, at the same time, you also probably, there's someone for everyone. And when you're ready, when you really are ready, it takes a certain amount of courage and dropping a lot of, or a certain amount of shields and whatever as well. And you may find that, listen, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So there you go.
Yeah. And you're doing it brilliantly. No, I'm in awe of you, because the things that, you know, you're going through and you are continuing to, it does take a lot of courage. You know,
a lot of shit.
And I know we're not going to get into it now, but this man here has gone through an immense amount of stuff. Like everyone has experienced their own challenge, but you may be surprised just how much this man here has gone through, and I get to see it every day. So I want to share with you, you know, no matter how much you've been through, you may be even going through some stuff now, or a lot of stuff right now, and a lot of people write themselves off, right? They say, I'm so damaged, I'm so broken, I'm so beyond fixing. That is not true, because no matter what you've been through, if with a will and a decision that you want to change and shift, then you really do get to.
A little bit of defiance as well.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think it's incredible. I'm saying it loud and proud. I think what you're doing is incredible. I really do.
Not everyone has necessarily gone through, you know, sustained gunfire by the age of 3 and various other stuff. But they've had their own challenges or whatever. But the defiance aspect is connected to an inner belief as well. And the defiance is the last rites at 4. Sent home basically to die by 3 senior doctors who, you know, sometimes you just have to relax into your intended trajectory and be tuned into it, and
get used to the good things, you know. Practice, which is not always easy, right? But practicing receiving good things, practicing getting used to
Yeah, there's a lot
being
there's a big
around.
secret that
Yeah.
a lot of people out there will one day say. I remember when I remember Conor McGregor saying stuff, young Dublin sports fighter, saying, "I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that," and people, I can only presume that people were laughing at him.
Yeah.
And he will be, by the time he's finished, he will be a multi-billionaire. He's probably more than halfway there yet, and he's a sort of legend. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. He's starting to get into movies now as well, and so on. So there'll be statues of him all over the world. He'll his work has not begun yet. It's not even begun yet. His ambassadorial work and so on. But no one, as he said, no one's laughing now, or no one's disbelieving him now.
Doubt me now. He says,
Doubt me now, and it's a bit like the toilet roll fighters 3.5 years ago. They're nowhere to be seen, but he is. What we're saying is one day they will be doing the same. They'll be asking, what is your secret? How did you do this? Well, you know what? We've done enough videos. Maria's certainly done enough videos where if you don't realize why she isn't going to have a certain success, we're not just talking about multimillionaires and all of that stuff. It was all there, every single bit of it. And what we're saying is, come and join us, join the train, take on these aspects and this defiance and this love of life and humanity and this attachment to life beyond what we think it is. There's a lot more to it. Those who know have known this for goodness knows, generations, certainly decades. It's not that difficult,
And what we want to do is, we can't do it without people, right? What we want to do in the world, we can't do it just us on our own. It's like, this is a worldwide effort. So that's why we've got really big visions and plans. And I'm starting to share a little bit more about it. I haven't really talked much, have I, about it, but I'm starting to kind of come out and speak about it more. But you know what I think? I think share a dream and a vision that makes people go, you are crazy and delusional, because then you're probably on the right track.
Toilet roll fighters from 3.5 years ago. Nowhere to be seen there.
But maybe if you're not
shoulder shruggers,
if you're not stepping fully into your dream or a vision, maybe it's not big enough for you, because I think part of it, you will be laughed and mocked. And any of you out there that have got this vision of this new earth, this new world, this new way of being, a lot of people that don't understand it will think that you're being idealistic, naive, stupid. And I'm prepared for anyone to say those things about me, because I get visions, and I know, so do you, what this world is headed towards. My guides are always painting the picture of what this world is heading towards, and if we knew, we'd be so excited we wouldn't be able to sleep.
Some
they said that
shit and caboodle first, but it's on its way. Yeah.
But what we're heading to, we're heading forwards collectively, is this amazing world that by the end of our lifetime we're gonna really see the difference. Like, it's going to be so different to the world that we were born into, and we're here for that, right?
A lot of people will be here for the last time. A lot of souls that have really and truly.
There are other places to go, you see.
Yeah, some people have been here literally thousands of times. We've been emperors, we've been heroines that are in the famous books, history books. Yeah, I'm not going to say who. Don't worry. We know. Pretty sure we were, and from certain sources, and certain famous artists and throughout history and so on. All of these things, but there are some of us that are here one last time, just to see a certain period through, which will be the most dramatic, colorful, if you like, period of history ever. And we're just here to see it through, because it is the most exciting period of all our histories, including most of the histories that we don't know enough, like Atlantis and various other histories that have been quashed. The advancement of human beings literally thousands of years ago that we don't know anything about, even those histories. And yeah, we're some of us are looking forward to it, and some of us have had enough after that. We're done.
Yeah, so hang on there. If you're having a struggle or a challenge and you're thinking, I just want to exit, beam me up, get me out of here, hang on, stick around.
This one will be worth it.
Stick around, because it will be very worth being here on this planet, because there's going to be going to have incredible things, technologies, all sorts of, you know how technology's shifted in the last 20 years, right? Massively. Watch the next 20 years.
And beyond that, actually.
And beyond that, continuously, but wow.
20, even 30 years.
Continuously, yeah.
For the younger ones, and or those who are going to live to over 100.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Which I've got relatives on both sides of my family who have lived, a few years over 100, 3-4 years over 100 on both sides. Yeah. But anyway.
Medbed, yeah, exactly.
This is without medbeds or holograms.
Darren's just mentioning medbed, yeah, things like that, right?
They're already here.
They're already here, yeah, and there's a timing for these things. So crazy is the new normal, yes.
Stay good, stay healthy.
Yes. So that is our message. So I know there's a few comments I can't see because I'm holding up with one hand, so I'll check them afterwards. I know, Wisteria, you were saying something there. I will check it.
She says I'm in.
Oh, you're saying you're in. Good. So that's our little message we wanted to share. Just a quick note as well, reminder that I'm writing my second book, as I shared, so
Take cover.
So I'm opening spaces for case study clients. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just check my page yesterday, where I share a video, and there's a link there for you to click and apply. Just answer some questions, we can have a chat. And this is just if you feel that you're going through, or you want to go through, a transformation or a transition. It could be
life-changing,
very life-changing. It can be, now the theme could be anything internal. So it might be that you're in need of spiritual development or growth, shifting your consciousness,
coding,
healing, clearing, emotional work, release work. I do therapeutic.
You'll never be the same afterwards. You just won't be the same. That'll be it. Your life will change.
Tempted. So
there's no way you can imagine how effective it can be.
Think about it, Darren, and even if you're not sure, feel free. I just invite you to just answer the questions. We'll just chat. We'll talk about it. Because I don't know how many people, as I said, I'm going to take on. I've got quite a few people have booked already calls, so I've got them scheduled over the next week. Couple of weeks. So if you're interested, just go for it, and just, it's just a conversation. You don't have to
just a little chat,
a powerful one, and then we'll talk about what that might look like. But I have a think, because this is going to be magical. I'm very excited. So
some people have no idea.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's going to be good. So that's it. So and Wisteria's just saying she's never been very fond of history because of how many times she's experienced this shit before. Yeah. Laughing my butt off of the thought that I resonate with that, because sometimes I switch off from history.
Imagine, Wisteria, imagine knowing who you were.
Well, that's,
imagine not just in the last, like the Second World War, but far beyond, hundreds of years before that.
That's helpful and not helpful, depending. It just depends.
Well, I'd agree with that.
There's a reason we don't bloody well remember.
Yes, I know that too. I've been told that as well.
We wouldn't handle it very well if we had access to all of the things. But that's another.
That should be worth billions of the arts.
Should have buried some gold somewhere.
Some paintings and sculptures and things.
So craziness. So
you could have buried a certain sword and
all sorts of things.
Flag and
stop it now. You're stop it. That is not something I'm going to talk about right now. So Darren says, you two are just so lovely. Thank you, Darren. I kind of wish I did, sir. All respect you. Yeah, Wisteria says. So we shall love you and leave you. My hand is going to drop off, and I'm holding this phone, and my hand, I can't feel it anymore. So I'm going to have to go.
It could be worse, guys.
What? Right, it's late now. It's on Saturday night, and my hand, I can't feel it.
Buenas noches. Good night, guys.
I'm going to go. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to the replay. And I'll be back tomorrow. So think about applying, any of you that feel, if you feel the nudge, you're feeling the nudge for a reason. And
be in the book.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to reveal all of your stuff in the book. It'll be, maybe, no, it'll be very tastefully done and private. And we'll talk about how that looks and
Should be an
things.
interesting journey, actually.
Yeah, we really. I'm so I'm intrigued myself because I didn't, like I said, I didn't even get this idea. This idea came to me, so I love that when that happens.
And see it as evidence for the defence for later.
Yeah.
Ex-lawyer.
Yeah. So that's it. That is it. So I'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow we've got a full moon or something again.
Oh.
Oh, and I'll be doing cards. You know, I just on that note, I'm gonna share it now about howling.
My God.
One time, I was pissing and moaning about something, and then Michael said, "You howl when you moan." He's like, and then he just took the piss one day. I was in a like mood, and he was going ooh, like howling, and then I just howled because it just came out, and then he joined me, and then I realised
It was in the hallway.
It was in the hallway, and then he joined my howling, and that was the moment I realised.
Did you love me? Did you make the
about
right
3 years
decision?
after we married.
You made the right decision to marry.
that was when I realised he was the one. It was about 3 years after our wedding. No, it was amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, it went on for about 2 minutes.
Find someone.
We didn't say a word.
Find someone you can howl with under a full moon. So tomorrow's a full moon. So I'm probably going to do some cards and channel messages. I'm up for that. So that'll be tomorrow. So I will, for that one, I'll announce the time so you can join me so you don't miss it. If you want any channeled messages, because I love doing that, we'll do it live. Mysterio howls with the dogs. Yeah, get them started. I was just saying that. We saw a husky dog today, and I like huskies.
Yeah.
We're not ready for one yet. Yeah,
we got things to do. We got empires to build. And
yeah, we've got to be free. But
we need to move and shake.
We do need dogs in our life later, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So
And maybe not too far
late.
away.
Not too late. But
not too far away.
Yeah. Right, that is it. So I'll see you tomorrow on my page. I'll let you know what time, and we shall say good night. So.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you for joining us. Right, see you soon. Bye-bye.